Guruji, we have heard of people talking about celibacy required for spiritual progress. Please throw some light on that.
Celibacy helps to conserve energy. Spirituality is uplifting the energy. Pleasure depletes you of energy and leads you to inertia. Not just only celibacy, but also see about any of the five senses. When you overdo it, how exhausted you feel. For example, food. Food is essential. You take little food, you feel good, energetic, and you can meditate. But if you eat too much food, you don't feel energy, you feel dull, you feel like lying down, you feel a sort of inertia has overtaken you. Similarly, sex can lead you into a very heavy inertia. And spirituality is against inertia of any sort, whether through food or you watch two movies at once, watching a television continuously. See what happens. Later on you close your eyes, you feel your whole brain is jammed. How many of you have experienced this?
Well, I don't.
Raise your hand. Watching anything, seeing anything too long can cause inertia in the brain. That bubbling enthusiasm, uplifting energy you don't feel. Right? So, eating, touching, seeing, smelling, any of these can, done excessively, can cause inertia, and that is not congenial for spiritual advancement. But if you ask me, then if you are a couple, should you never have sex at all to move forward in spiritual path? I say that is not the case. That is not the case. It's not a hindrance. In moderation, in excess, it is disaster. And suppression is also not needed. If you are having the feeling and you are trying to suppress it, if it's not natural, you are trying to suppress it overly, then also it can create that same heaviness or inertia in your mind. To me, when as the spiritual growth happens, celibacy is a spontaneous thing, automatic. Because you are already in a state of peak, you don't need to rub yourself to get some experience. Rub against another body to get into height. There is a natural outburst of energy inside of you, and celibacy has happened. If you ask me personally, it is not something you practice with force, it's something that comes to you naturally and it happens to you. You have really no interest in those things. Either age, as you progress in your age, it doesn't appeal to you or attract you as much as it would have done to you when you were a teenager. Either through age or through past life sanskaras, impressions, if you have been a yogi in the past life, then it doesn't create that urge or taste in you for that. You feel that nothing in it. Or the third thing is, if you are moderate in your food, if you are not eating too much food or too much indulgence, if you are having a moderation in your life, then also you can have a say over it. So with these different parameters, what can manage this? Otherwise, lust has created a humongous problem in the world. Many crimes have happened, are happening today because of uncontrolled lust. Right? Uncontrolled lust has created a humongous problem in the world. All heartbreaks, emotional outbursts, blah 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 blah, all that, waste of human hours, thinking about somebody, thinking about something, or what they said, what he said, where, blah 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 blah, all that issues. It has spoiled the relationship between people also. One of the reason of bitterness in the world, one of the major reason of bitterness in the world is lack of one's control on oneself. We attribute it to the others. Yeah? So, with lack of spirituality, what happens? The intense joy or pleasure you have experienced with your partner can turn bitter and cause much more heartbreak if there is no wisdom. And this is what is happening all over. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Because someone has given you intense pleasure, and that they will also give you intense, with them, if you have no wisdom, you will find them as a cause of your misery also. If you are miserable, you don't see the cause something else. You point out to the one who has given you pleasure. Physical pleasure. So it's a wisdom that take you away from it. The wisdom is looking at the sensations of intense pain or pleasure within you. Then you have altogether a different view about the entire phenomenon.
I hear a lot of gurus. Is it the same knowledge, just in different ways? Yeah, different. Some names are...
No. They're all different paths. So it's better to be in one path, otherwise you get so confused. Respect everybody, but don't read too many of everything. Because one will say something, another will say something, third will say something. But their roots are different, their methodologies are different. Okay? You can respect them, but no need to follow too many things. If you have not at all satisfied with what you are doing, then you come to the teacher, ask, I am totally not. The teacher will suggest, okay, then you go to that path or that path. Then teacher themselves, I myself will tell you, you can go into this path if you are not happy, satisfied. If this has not given you any experience at all, no point in holding there. But you should give a fair trial, do it enough time for that, okay?